Shalom, shalom, kulam. This is Uziyahu Ben Yehuda, representing BENEY, YISRAEL, AASH Haidah. And what we're going to go into today is BENEY YISRAEL AASH studies. And we're going to talk about Melanated Gentiles. Let me make sure everything's working properly. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Making sure we're good. Yep, we're good. All right, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so this is, I don't know if you can hear me. This is Melanated Gentiles, all right, by Uziyahu Ben Yehuda. And this is the BENEY HaNekar logo, which means the children of the strangers or the children of the foreigners. All right, before I go to that, Melanated Gentiles. Why am I saying Melanated Gentiles? So the premise is this. The understanding in the premise is that Adam and Hawa, the first human beings, were melanated, right? What people call black. I like to just say melanated. So Adam and Eve can either be two things. Either they were melanated or they were not melanated. Either they were melanated or they were white, right? So if this is true, that Adam and Hawa was melanated, then that means when you see all these people here, right, they're melanated. And I stopped at Esau before we get to Jacob, because Jacob's name was changed to, Jacob or Yaakov. His name was changed to YISRAEL, right? So let's break it down. Just remember that, Melanated Gentiles, right? So if Adam and Hawa, if these were the first human beings, and if we confirm that they were melanated or they were black, right? Then that means Adam, Hawa, Cain, Abel, Seth, Enos, Canaan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Sharuk, Nahor, Terah, Nahor, Abraham, which was called Hebrew, Haran, Lot, Japheth, Gomer. Gomer had many sons, but you have Ashkenaz, Magog, Madai, Javan or Jawan. You have the Greeks, and I think the Romans is in there too. Tubal, Meshech, Teras, Ham, right? You have Cush, you have the Hamitic, Cush, Ethiopians, Nimrod, Mizraim, Egyptians, Put, Canaan, Canaanites, right? And then Abraham, Hebrew. He had, his wife was Sarah. They had Hagar, which was Egyptian. And Abraham and Hagar had Ishmael, right, which is the Ishmaelites. Abraham and Sarah had Isaac. Isaac had Esau, and Isaac had Jacob. So all these people right here were melanated Gentiles. I don't know if that makes sense. They were melanated Gentiles, right? If this is true, how did the melanated Gentiles turn white today, right? Possible explanations. I'm not a pro at this. I'm not an expert, but this was just some things I meditated on. One, we got microevolution, not macroevolution, but microevolution, which is macro from my understanding. Macroevolution is like an ape turned into a human, or a fish to this, to that, to a human. That's macro, M-A-C-R-O, macroevolution. But micro would be more mutations, evolution of like, okay, you have a person that's melanated, they go to a place that's colder, they start to evolve where their nose get longer. You know, they might go to a different climate and their skin might get lighter, you know, different things like that. Micro evolution. 2, melanated people. So 1 is microevolution, climate, adaptation, right? 2, melanated people giving birth to albinos. 3, leprosy, partial and full skin. 4 is 2 Kings chapter 5, 20-27. I just want us to remember Isaiah 56:6. Okay, let's go. Now, microevolution versus macroevolution. Macroevolution, right? You see these cells, it evolves to all these things and it turns to man. Microevolution is you have a wolf, but it's still kind of in the same kind, in the same family. It didn't evolve from a dog to a mouse, or a wolf or a dog to a cat, or a wolf or a dog to a human. 2 different things. All right. 2, melanated people giving birth to albinos. You see how beautiful the sister is. You can tell that she has melanated features, African features, and the brother as well. You see the nose, the lips, even though the hair is blonde, right? But you see his features that he has blonde hair, right? But look at his features, you can tell, even though you see white skin or albino, you know, look at the sister, beautiful, right? Look at her lips, look at her face, look at her hair. You can tell that this man and this woman, that they are African descent, right? They're melanated people, right? But their parents gave birth to them and they was albino, but they're melanated people, right? You have someone with leprosy. I think this is a person from Africa, from Eritrea, if I'm not mistaken. But look, you see how this is original skin and how he's turning, right? So if he turns fully white, you'll see that he'll still have these African features, but yeah, his skin. All right, now Gehazi, cursed with leprosy, 2 Kings chapter 5, verse 20-27, right? It said, but Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, the man of Elohim, said to himself, look, my master has spared the Armenian, Syrian, while not receiving from his hand what he brought. But as Yahweh lives, I shall to him and take whatever from him. And Gehazi pursued Naaman. And when Naaman saw him running after him, he came down from the chariot to meet him and said, is there peace? And he said, peace, my master has peace. My master has sent me, saying, look, even now, 2 young men of the sons of the prophets have come to me from the mountains of Ephraim. Please give them a talent of silver and 2 chains of garment. And Naaman said, please accept 2 talents. And he urged him, and bound 2 talents of silver in 2 bags with 2 changes of garments, and handed them to 2 of his servants, and he bared them ahead of him. And when he came to the high place, he took them from their hand and stored them away in the house, and let the men go, and they went. And he went in and stood before his master. And Elisha said to him, where did you go, Gehazi? And he said, your servant did not go anywhere. But he said to him, did not my heart go with you when the man turned back from his chariot to meet you? Is it time to accept silver and to accept garments and olive trees and vineyards and sheep and cattle and male and female servants? 27, here's 27. So let the leprosy of Naaman cling to you and your descendants forever. And he went out from him as leprous as snow. Right? So this was Gehazi that had, so let the leprosy of Naaman cling to you and your descendants forever. And he went out from him as leprous as snow. All right. So, like I said, to go back, Possible explanation. Somebody can help me out with this. First, the beginning, all people were melanated. And if we say that everyone outside of Israel or Israelites are Gentiles, then that means if you go up from Jacob, right? I didn't put Jacob, but from Esau all the way to Adam, from Adam to Esau, since the original people were melanated, and since everyone outside of Israel is Gentiles, then that means all of these people, I'm pretty sure I didn't include every single name, but all of these people would be considered Gentiles, but they're melanated, right? And then you have, so you have Adam, right? You have Abraham. So you have Abraham, which was called Hebrew, right? So it's just deep. It's just deep. Now Jacob or Yaakov name was changed to YISRAEL, right? So that means you have Shem, you have Hebrews, you have all these different people that will be melanated, but they will be Gentiles. All right. Let's go. But let us remember, right? Isaiah 56, 1-8. Thus says Yahweh, guard right ruling and do righteousness, for near is my deliverance to come and my righteousness to be revealed. 2. Blessed is the man who does this, and the son of man who lays hold on it, guarding the Shabbat, lest he profane it, and guarding his hand from doing any evil. And let not the son of the foreigner, who has joined himself to Yahweh, speak, saying, Yahweh has certainly separated me from his people, nor let the eunuch say, look, I am a dry tree. But thus says Yahweh, to the eunuchs who guard my Shabbats, and have chosen what pleases me, and hold fast to my covenant, to them I shall give in my house, and within my walls a place and a name better than that of sons and daughters. I give them an everlasting name that is not cut off. Also the sons of the foreigners who join themselves to Yahweh to serve him, and to love the name of Yah, to be his servants, all who guard the Shabbat and not profane it, and hold fast to my covenant. Them I shall bring to my set apart mountain, and let them rejoice in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their slaughterings are accepted on my altar, for my house is called a house of prayer for all the peoples. The Master Yahweh, who gathers the outcasts of Israel, declares, I gather still others to him besides those who are gathered to him. So I hope, yes, this is live. This is live. Shalom, shalom. Yes, this is live. So just to do a quick recap, this is called Melanated Gentiles, right? We have Melanated Gentiles from Adam all the way to Esau. All of these people, they're melanated. Everyone outside of Israel will be considered Gentiles, right? So you have Melanated Gentiles. All right. The possible explanations is microevolution. Possible explanation of how did the melanated Gentiles turn white today is microevolution, right? When you have a dark or a black person that goes to a colder climate, their skin start getting lighter, right? If I go to Africa, if I go to down south or whatever, I will get darker. The melanated will be more activated because of the sun. But when you go to locations that's farther away from the sun, then you get lighter, right? And then there's microevolution adaptations where a person's nose, because see, what the bigger nose is for the hotter climates, but the narrower nose would be in colder climates. You know, the blue eyes is in a colder climate. The blonde hair and those things is a different adaptation, right? And then you have melanated people who gave birth to albinos, right? You have leprosy, which is partial and full. You have Gehazi, who was cursed with full leprosy, him and his nation, his generation, right? And then we just got to remember that. Again, microevolution, right? When you have a wolf, but you have things that's evolved, but it's in its kind instead of something that evolved from like a dog or a fish to a human. All right. Again, melanated people giving birth to albinos. You see this man, you can tell he has African, he has melanated features. Look how beautiful this woman is. She has melanated features. You can tell. You can look at them. This man, I believe, I don't know exactly where this man was from. Some people said this man was from Eritrea, but he has leprosy. You see his original skin is melanated, but he's turning white because of that. And then I read 2 Kings 5:20-27. It says, so let the leprosy of Naaman, right, cling to you and your descendants forever. And he went out from him as leprous as snow. And then we got to remember Isaiah 56:1-8, right? Where it says, also the sons of the foreigners who join themselves to Yahweh to serve him and to love the name of Yahweh to be his servants, all who guard the Shabbat and not profane and hold fast to my covenant, them I shall bring to my set apart mountain and let them rejoice in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their slaughterings are accepted to my altar. For my house is called a house of prayer, all the peoples, right? So conclusion, Adam and the descendants were melanated. Everyone outside of Israelites is considered Gentiles or the nations, right? The first Gentiles, or even our patriarchs, our ancestors, because if we're saying everyone outside of Israel is a Gentile, then that means Abraham, Yitzchak, right? These are Gentiles, Noah. These are Gentiles, Adam. These are Gentiles according to the definition that everybody outside of Israel is a Gentile, right? That's cool. But you had righteous, because some of our forefathers, they're not Israelites, right? But they were righteous. Noah was righteous in his generation. You see what I'm saying? And Noah said, blessed be Yahweh, the Elohim of Shem. So I just, so with this melanated Gentile thing, I'm going to go into some things in the future. I'm going to build more on this, showing you righteous people who are not Israelites, right? Who are still a part of, they will be a part of the kingdom. They will be deemed righteous. Their prayers will be accepted. So these are the things I'm trying to clear up. But I want those who make this about race. No, the Gentiles, the first Gentiles, right, were melanated. And if you look in history, you'll see the first Romans, the first Greeks, they were melanated. The first Japanese, Chinese, and all that, they were melanated. So we got to get comfortable with that. So for those who are not melanated, you're going against your forefathers. You're going against your people. You know what I'm saying? Now check this out. Israel, it says we were scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. That means that when some of us left Israel and when some of us were scattered to like Europe or these different places, it could be that some of our people, some Hebrews, some BENEY YISRAEL may actually not look, they could look white, right? Now, I'm going to tell you something. Now, let's talk about Japheth's, right? Let's talk about Japheth descendants. Originally, so Noah, I know there were some people that was albino in the scripture. I have to look more into that, right? So we did have some people who was light skinned, and we did have some people who was albino. But I just want to show you. Let me go back. That you can have someone that's albino and still have those African features, right? You can tell that they don't have European features. These are melanated, Afro-Asiatic features. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, I just want to get to the point. It's about righteousness. So if you're not melanated, if you're white or whatever, and you're European, you shouldn't look down upon us, right? Don't look down upon BENEY YISRAEL. Don't make this a race thing, because your forefathers was melanated. Adam and Eve was melanated. We have to be comfortable with that. We have to speak this truth, and we need more people who are European, more people who are white, more people who are Jewish, more people. We need to bring forth this fact, this truth. We should worship the Creator in both spirit and truth. We should not be ashamed of this, right? So this is an eye opener. Melanated Gentiles, the beginning, the first Gentiles were melanated. So that should be something that should be humbling for those who are white, and then we have to stop the whitewashing of history, right? We have to stop. We have to stop the whitewashing of history. We need to stop this Eurocentric version of everybody and everything. That's actually not correct, right? And then even for our people, Yah says in Isaiah 56, and in other places like in Leviticus and Deuteronomy, how if somebody is a foreigner and they're trying to serve Yah, follow the Shabbat, honor the Torah, we need to treat them like the native born. We should not discriminate against them because they are our brothers and sisters in Yah. You know what I'm saying? When we came out of Egypt, it was Israel and the mixed multitude who came out who was saved. When it talks about in the Brit HaKadashah in Revelation, right? Revelation, I think 7:9, behold, there was a great multitude of the many nations that no one could number. That will be in the kingdom with us, that will receive salvation with us. So I just want us to keep that in mind to make sure we have that correct. So one, we can't keep just talking about skin color, about the Gentiles, about righteousness or wickedness, because you can have wicked melanated people. You can have wicked Hebrews. You can have wicked Gentiles. You can have righteous Hebrews, righteous Gentiles. So everything is spirit. Either we are accepting the spirit of Yah, which helps us to a righteousness, or the spirit of Satan or the adversary, which gets us to wickedness and evil. So it's all about that. Okay. So I just wanted to speak on that, and then I might do a little thing, something to think about, I forgot what I was going to call it. Oh, just a thought. I might do some things where I might ask a question, or I might come up with some type of concept or something. And I would like for the people to bring forth their research. They can do it like, hey, yo, you know what? I can verify that thought that can be verified. Or no, let's look at it like this. I just want to bring forth some more dialogue amongst our people. But because I'm not trying to debate, I'm not a debater, but I just want to spark the mind and bring forth some thoughts and have us just think on some things, meditate on some things. So this was something that I was speaking to someone about Melanated Gentiles. They was like, yo, that's deep. And then I was speaking to some people concerning how when some of Israel, when we was taken everywhere, some of us was taken to European places, and with the mixing and the rape, and over time, some of us may not look melanated. Some of us may actually look white, but was actually a part of the original melanated stock of BENEY YISRAEL. So, so Africa and Middle East, that's considered Afro-Asiatic, and Africa would be Hamitic land. Middle East is Shemitic land. So Ham and Shem together, or Hamito-Shemitic, or Afro-Asiatic is Ham and Shem. And so that's kind of where even the Garden of Eden, Adam, Abraham, Israel, the borders from the Euphrates to the Great River Nile, that area, which is a part of what they call Middle East Asia and a part of Africa together, Afro-Asiatic land, you'll see that that's BENEY YISRAEL's inheritance, and that's the promise. So we're very well connected to Africa and Middle East, and we view Africa and Middle East as one continent, which is Eden, which I coined the term Eden Ikad, or one Eden. So I just want to say, may Yah bless you, may Yah keep you, may He shine His face upon you and give you peace. Let me hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me go back. So may Yah bless you, may He shine His face upon you and give you peace. Long.